Hello and welcome to my humble abode. I am your host, Madifier. Many of you know the game and the challenges people set for themselves, but I wanted to step back and tell the story of Link's adventure within the realm of Legend of Zelda. After Ganon was destroyed, Impa told Link a sleeping spell was cast on Princess Zelda. She will wake only with the power of the third Triforce sealed in a palace in Hyrule. To break the seal, crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set out on his most adventuresome quest yet. Copyrighted by Nintendo in 1987. Our story starts with Link setting forth to investigate the palaces that he must find. The first stop was a town called Araru. Return the crystal to the palace of Parapa. If all else fails, use fire. Please let me help you. Come inside. I can restore your life. Only the hammer can destroy a roadblock. Talk with my father before you leave town. Each town has a wise man. Learn from him. In Parapa Desert, use this magic to survive. Find the heart in southern Parapa. Get candle in Parapa Palace. Go west. So through the treacherous woods and within the cave without supplies, Link set out with determination. Even in the smallest of caves, dangers are hidden by darkness. A woman spoke of a heart to the south, so there first he traveled to aid in his quest. The water here boiled with hot steam, but this path would lead to some well-placed stones that hide a special heart. As Link explores the wonders of Hyrule, assassins appear from time to time to take his life. Returning to Parapa and across the desert wasteland, Link made his way for the palace and the challenges that await him. Phantom soldiers and undead guards stand just inside the front gates. A strange structure indeed with no stairs, but a platform to move up and down floors. Over here, come to me. I shall give thee aid on thine quest. With renewed strength, Link made his way further within the palace. Beasts never before seen by men also stand as guards within the palace. Not only living obstacles, but traps lay waiting for those not fast enough to avoid death and dismay. Knights of old continue their service, but all must fall for the sake of the kingdom. This treasure of Parapa, the candle, will never burn out and bring forth great light before the darkness. Further still Link travels, for the altar must receive its crystal. One last guardian, a horsehead knight, to be challenged for worthiness to approach the sacred room. With a mighty clash, the guardian falls, but with it also grows a darkness from within. With the crystal in place, it was time to continue the journey, for it had only just begun. With the road blocked to the south, Link makes his way west to the next town called Rudo. Hammer! Spectacle Rock! Death Mountain! A beggar whispers as Link passes. Stop and rest here. I can give you magic. Come back any time. I am Error. Find magic in a cave south of the castle. Goria of Tantauri stole our trophy. Do not go south without a candle. Use keys in palaces they are found in. To the cave south of the castle for a magical concession. And to the north in Tantari Desert to retrieve a stolen possession. You saved the trophy. Come see my uncle. With the return of a treasure, a spell was given to cross chasms and reach new heights. With this, you can jump very high. No further business, and without delay, to the south Link traveled on his merry way. The other side of the mountain and through many beasts, a marshy land filled with animals eager to make him into a feast. In the distance a town could be seen, so there Link would stop, for his belly was quite lean. The bridge itself seemed quiet at first, until dead fish came flying through the air. The water town of Saria was this place. Eyes of Ganon are everywhere, be careful. These people were in danger from Ganon's minions to the south. Action needed to be taken. I lost my mirror. In Medora Swamp, find a handy glove. In his search, Link found a mirror under the table. Oh, you found my mirror. Follow me. Use this magic to restore your life. Only townfolk may cross this river. Link thought there must be someone who can help him cross the river.
Let me be. My master is in woods north of the river.
Within the woods, Link found man-made posts lay scattered among the trees. Before long, a cabin was found. Bagu is my name. Show my note to Riverman. Returning to Saria. You know Bagu? Then I can help you cross. Many caves lead to other caves. Where were these creatures coming from? With the discovery of the axe-wielding alligators, Link knew he drew near the source. Diving into a nest of demons is not the wisest of decisions, but the man who returns victorious will have received the fighting skills of a mighty gladiator. Running low on strength, Link looks for herbs found in the wild for healing. Tactical retreat was often needed to make his way forward. The alligators here are thicker than anywhere else. Could this be the source? A strange shrine? And a hammer that was said to shatter boulders and fell forests. A boulder stands nearby. A swing of the hammer revealed a hidden chamber. The spoils of Ganon's minions now aid our hero on his quest. Nearby, a graveyard is discovered, but before Link could record the names of these stones, he was driven out by the spirits that remain in anguish. On the way through the mountain, a path along the shoreline was spotted. Could it lead back to town, perhaps? A long bridge stretched into the horizon, with Ganon's minions waiting for him to cross. At the other end of the bridge, Link stood with sadness at the great loss of life that Hyrule had suffered. At the other end of the mass of graves was the harbor town of Mido. Ask Error of Rudo about the palace.
The island palace to the south has a raft. No one is here, but a church bell will ring.
The front door remains locked, but a window stands open up top. An old knight was discovered. When you jump, press downward to stab. We all grow old and frail eventually, so the torch must be passed on continually.
Please, my daughter is sick. Help her.
With the pleas of a poor old woman, Link set out to find some medicine. Other caves have proven fruitful. Perhaps I can find medicine here, Link thought. Within the cave was indeed a precious heart to bring him strength, but would not be enough to cure an illness. Returning to Rudo, Link met with Error. South of King's Tomb and Mido is a tunnel. This new route would aid in Link's quest, but no medicine could be found in any of the towns. It was a risk, but perhaps I will find what I seek within the palace. Again battling undead guards and strange beasts, but among them more snakes, floating heads, and flowing of blood. As Link walks down the halls, one room began to collapse upon him. Within the vault, the treasure of Medora, a gauntlet brings strength to break blocks with the greatest of ease. After searching high and low, the inner chamber was all that was left. A knight clad in armor shot orbs from his mouth. His head came clean off, only to reveal another helm. Knocking the helm off again, he revealed his true head, but the helms began floating, attacking as well. With a final strike, the knight vanished in a display of light, revealing a shadow that stands nearby. Back through the muggy swamp, though Link had succeeded in placing the next crystal, he trudged in defeat at finding a cure. Upon returning to Meadow, a kind old woman spoke of a medicine. "Find magic in a cave in Morg Swamp." With no other to go on, he set forth for this cave. At first he thought the woman had led him astray to a nest of villains. But at the back of the cave was a small bottle of elixir, the water of life. "The water of life! Come in quick!" This magic word will give you power. A gift and new spell, Link set forth to find the tunnel. "This is King's tomb." Link stood in salute for a moment in honor of the king. Through the grave and demons of plenty, he fell through a hole, a passageway beneath the earth. To the island he came, and a new palace to explore. These guards were much more prepared, but like many before, they fight without heart. A mace man stands to challenge Link, with a means to boomerang his weapon. And the skeleton soldiers, like before, have taken up new armor, but forgot to guard their legs. The courtyard remains protected and untouched by the elements outside these walls. Perhaps one day the palaces can be rebuilt for all to admire. Though they are small and weak, the statue heads can lead Link into traps. Just as the child spoke, this raft would swiftly lead Link to lands far away. The inner chamber appears to be empty, but something is amiss. Out from the dark, a phantom knight on horse charged for him. Dismounting the knight and taking up the sword, the duel commenced. The final strike freed the knight from his earthly bonds, and the crystal was placed, for the journey was not over. With the raft in hand, Link set off immediately for the docks of Meadow. As quick as a flash, the raft landed upon another dock to lands untamed. The creatures were fierce, for they were quick, and no sword could cut their hard metal bodies. At last the town of Naburu, where Link could tend to his injuries. With boots I could walk on the water. I am thirsty. Want to get some water? You have water. Come to my house. This magic will make your sword shoot fire.
Jump in a hole in the palace if you go.
See a man in Darunia before the islands.
The river devil eats those who are weak.
A bat in a house? You are persistent. Find heart over the ocean. With a new spell, Link could fight off the metal body beasts. Off to Darunia, as the woman had suggested. Darunia was said to be off to the west, up the mountain along the river's path.
Please save our town.
From behind the wall, it is said the east of Naburu has, and that is all that is heard. The devil does not like noise. The palace has a false wall.
Rescue the kidnapped child on the island. A powerful knight lives in this town.
One house did appear strange. Perhaps through the roof Link might enter and find this knight. When you jump, press up to stab. Link learns a new skill from an old pikeman. Down the mountain and through the fields and forests. Across a bridge and to the island. A path runs along the outskirts. Perhaps it could reveal a clue to navigating the Great Maze. This path was once a straight shot to the palace, but Ganon's minions had destroyed the path once the child had been discovered. This was no place for a child. A quick return to Darunia, and perhaps some more insight of the Palace of Mages.
You are a hero for saving my child. Come.
This magic will strengthen a shield. The path and secrets were revealed, and a way to fight back against things of ethereal being. New skills put to the test. A magic jar collected. Resources from the wild put to good use. Once again, Link is greeted by wandering spirits and guards alike. A ledge and massive hole lay before Link. Down he jumps for mysteries to uncover. Within the vault, many magical items lay dead, but the boots still held their essence. The ability to walk upon shallow waters, these would prove useful quite soon. A great presence could be felt all throughout the palace. The guardian wizard awaited Link's arrival. Returning from the pit and back near the surface, Link breathes some fresh air before traversing the alternative route. Within the inner chamber, a great wizard appears for but a brief moment to strike, then vanishes in an instant. No sword would pierce this being, but that which is delivered can be returned, thus striking his foe. The wizard engulfed in his own demise. The altar was given its beautiful prize. With only 2 crystals left, Link made haste to the palace over the ocean. A little bat spoke of a heart hidden away beneath the wave. Thankfully, the tide was out to reveal the rock on which it lay. Link would not have much time to spend within the palace, for the only entrance was through the sewers, and the tide was slowly coming in. Coming to the main hall, mosaic windows still glimmer, but much has been stained green by the algae of the sea. Monks still walk these halls. They come and go like ghosts, and their prayers are still heard, for fire bursts from their hands. The palace runs deep, with many knights, beasts, undead, and spirits patrolling the channels. Link questions why a knight would defend an empty room. Just as the man said, this wall was but an illusion. Nearby, a siren song can be heard. Upon approach, the entrance to the vault, a flute sings with the wind blowing by. As well guarded as this item was, it could prove useful on his quest. Rising from the sewer and entering the chamber, a great barbarian warrior stands stern and focused. His head was as hard as steel, and his flail was fast with great reach. His weak point seems to be at his knees. The barbarian collapses under his own weight, but a sinister smile is seen as he glances at Link's shadow. With unease, Link sets the crystal and continues on, ready for any danger that wishes to reveal itself. The quest is nearing its end, and with the growing threat of his enemies, Link sets forth. A large spider like golem stands in the way. With the song of the flute, it steps away. This is no ordinary path, for walls line both sides, with lizardmen attacking all who travel by. A row of graves stand at one side, a clear warning of the dangers beyond. Across the broken bridge, and past the flying dead fish of the other, a town that should appear to be safe appears to be abandoned. Upon entering, Link was attacked by creatures unseen. Was he too late in saving these people? Searching for evidence of survivors through the desert and the woods, a cave was discovered with remnants of travel. Beyond the cave were trees too thick to see far in. A swing of the hammer cleared the way to find where they had been. The hidden town of Kasudo. We had to flee Kasudo. You deserve my help. Follow me. There is a secret at edge of town. For the old woman had kept lock away, a magical container. The old man who reigns has magic. And the wall speaks east of Triple I Rock at seashore. The hole in the palace is in this trap. Call for help at the 3-Eye Rocks. It was said a wizard lived here, but no one is around. Looks like I can get into the fireplace, Link thought. Remember the magic word. At the edge of town where the field was cleared, Link spoke the word, spell. A portal rises from the earth. The treasure of Kasudo, the key to unlock any door. Link recalled the 3-Eye Rocks, but before investigating the rocks, his search drew east along the shore, where a heart sits perched on a lonely stone. Back to the rocks, Link pulled out his flute and called forth the palace from its hidden entrance. With crystal in hand, he enters the remaining palace to face foes of old and new alike. A bottomless pit. Before testing its depth, Link moves forward. Beware the third statue trap. Examining the floor, Link realized there was no floor. Further in, a jousting knight stands guard. For within the vault lays a cross to reveal the evil spirits that hide in this world. Backtracking to the pit for nothing else to find, down he jumps to also find a great pool of death. Link calls to his magic for flight beyond the pool, only to find yet another hole. Jumping into these holes has proven beneficial, but one has to question how deep has one traveled. With these thoughts and lack of magic, Link has missed the passage to the inner chamber. To the bottom of this pit to fend off his enemies, Link seeks out to restore his strength and spells. Fighting his way back to the pit in which he jumped, his determination grew as he kicked himself for being unprepared. The inner chamber, a room of platforms, just above the same pool of death as before. A serpent dragon rises to shoot fire from its breath. With a spell of shield and jump, Link lunged at the beast with all of his strength. The beast fell with a great cry, and the final crystal now placed, it would soon be time to visit the sealed palace and finish this quest. With cross in hand, Link returned to Kasuto to find the old man who stayed behind, and scour the town for possible supplies. I can give you most powerful magic. Magic key reads, Treasure of Kasuto. With all preparations complete, it was time to take the fight to Ganon's minions personally. Up Death Mountain Link travels as if walking through hell, for no plant or animal dare to call home where demons dwell. The palace within sight, and the road becomes narrow. These demons salivated for Link's blood, bone, and marrow. Before the palace Link stood. Stepping forth, the barrier was lifted. Within these walls were wondrous creatures to behold, and much more lethal than anything ever before encountered. The bird knights were fast and awkward to fight, but patience is a virtue that knows when to strike. Demons are seen dancing in the main hall. Stealth is suggested to avoid fighting them all. As if guided by some mysterious force, Link made his way to the inner chamber without ever looking back. A slime the size of a house fell from out of thin air. The sudden attack reminded our hero he was not in a normal lair. Standing upon the sacred ritual stage, a godlike creature flew down to devour our hero. By the magic of Kasuto, Link called forth the thunder to weaken the creature, and with the shield of Rauru, the mighty beast's fire was nothing more but a small burn. Witnessing the strength of his foe, the beast spewed out fire like the mighty volcano. The creature swooped down with a final charge, and Link's sword lodged itself within the beast's skull. At last the palace was claimed, now to seek out the Triforce and restore the kingdom. But what is this? A wizard stands in the way, then vanishes with the prize. The darkness fills the room and manifests into shape, for Link's own shadow demanded possession of his body. This fight would be one of legend, for our great hero in all of his good deeds and noble of spirit would fight his own shadow, who had trained with him all of his life. No greater rival skill could there be. The fight dragged on, and though Link's shadow proved to be more agile, he had no humility to call forth strength from Saria. Both parties had great determination, but where one had selfish intentions, the other had the support of many gifts and fond memories. The shadow had been vanquished. The wizard knew he had been defeated and surrendered the Triforce to he who had been worthy. Link returned to revive Zelda from her ill-given slumber. She thanked Link for his loyalty, and they continued to watch over the kingdom and the trials it would bring. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the story of Link's adventure, with some additional scripting from your host, of course. I plan on doing more storytelling similar to the style, or more to the point. I plan to do a few of the other Zelda games to build up to a story I wrote a long time ago, but that will have to wait until then. This project took me much longer to do than I had previously expected. It can still be improved, I know, but one can only do so much with limited resources. Good or bad, I want to keep going if I can. And with that, I hope you enjoyed your time with me, and I will see you again next time. I hope you have a good day.